Good evening, y'all, and I figured, you know what? Summertime's coming and I want to do a bit of a different red, and I'm pretty sure y'all saw the video where I did a shade of red box color. To find out what shade that was, please click here and also consider subscribing, y'all. So, this is exactly what the ion color looks like after about a month. It's been a little over a month. It fades out pretty bright still. I was not expecting that, but overall it was quite the journey. And I'm kind of figuring out, I want to shift up my tone. I want to go a little cooler. My hair is pretty healthy, by the way, y'all. I just haven't washed it in about 2 days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show y'all how to use Pravanna's artificial hair color extractor. This is a video on how to use color remover. There's not that many videos on it. I know that product is sadly discontinued. I have some left. And all you got to do is mix part 1 into part 2. Mix it up, apply it to shampooed hair. I use an acidic clarifying shampoo. I condition it, apply it to damp hair, go under a hooded dryer. You could even use a steamer with a cap for about 20 minutes. Let the color remover do its job. Then go in the tub and rinse your hair with the dedicated shampoo in there. First put the shampoo on, leave it on for about 2 or 3 minutes, then rinse it out. The goal when you're doing color remover, you want to get as much of the color out as possible. You are not going to get a pretty color after that. You're going to get whatever's underneath. In some cases, if you have naturally blonde hair and you're using this product, it's going to come out kind of like a blonde, or sorry, naturally blonde. Blonde hair, use the product. You have box black dye on it, multiple rounds. You want to make sure that you do as many rounds as possible to get the color out. So I always recommend, if it's layers upon layers of box dye, 2 or 3 sessions in one day. This product says you can do up to 4, but I don't want to push it. Condition the hair, send the client home, have them come back the next day. If the hair is naturally lighter, it's going to take the color out and you're going to get left whatever is there. But if any of y'all have dark hair like mine, it's going to become more brassy. So then what you do after that is you have to decide, do I want to color my root? In which case I don't have that much regrowth. So I'm going to probably be settling for a demi-color. Demi-color will be nice because it will blend things and everything. Demi-color comes in a little bit deeper. So do a shade lighter because your hair might become a little porous from this. It's not going to damage it, but it might impact, how it's going to absorb or whatnot. So I'm going to get ready. I'm going to shampoo my hair and I'm going to come back and show you how to apply this. Very simple. Alright, y'all, so the mixing process is pretty straightforward. Take part 1 and take part 2, mix them on up in a bowl, measure them equal parts, and ooh, that stinks. Part 1 smells like manure, and part 2 smells kind of like mint. My own piece of advice when you're doing this, make sure that you're in a well-ventilated area, and don't be doing this in in a home where you might have somebody that's going to get easily offended by a bad odor. Because it does smell pretty darn bad. And I'm going to mix up 6 ounces of this just because I have longer hair. You do get a lot of bang for your buck for this product. So it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can tilt the camera down. But in the bowl, part 1 is that white, clear, gross looking color. And part 2 is the creamier consistency. And basically the way this chemical works is sulfur based, so it's going to smell pretty darn stinky. A funny story on that is I was teaching in a place the one time where they did not have the best ventilation at all. And the end result was the program thought there was a gas leak. All right. So now that I have it in the bowl, I'm gonna mix it. And all I gotta do is carefully mix with a whisk. I do not recommend mixing this with anything metal. Remember, it's still a chemical. It smells really bad, but I found that with using this product, it is not that damaging at all. Your hair feels pretty good after it. You could use it for color corrections, that's the goal. You could use it to take out box buildup. And about 30 seconds of mixing, make sure you get all the chunks out. And it smells a lot better when it's mixed. Doesn't have that horrible sulfury smell. And after you apply it to clean hair, go under a dryer for about 20 minutes under a heated dryer, and then rinse for 2 to 3 minutes, apply the clarifying shampoo, and rinse again. This is gonna go into my hair's cuticle. It's gonna shrink out the color molecules, and it's gonna lift. So all this is gonna be faded completely out. If any of y'all have gray hair, it may or may not take the gray hair back to whatever was underneath. So the gray, I've heard mixed things on that. So I'm gonna get my brush, I'm gonna get applying, and I'll show y'all how to do that. All right, so now that I have my brush, I'm gonna go on in there and I'm gonna start applying at the regrowth. So I'm gonna apply the regrowth, and I'm just gonna do this in quadrants. The goal should really be the ends and all over, but just be quick about it because it is a timed chemical, and it will be just fine. All right, so I have one whole half done, and I'm gonna show y'all applying the rest of it. And really what I do is I get it on the root, I take it, and then I make sure to apply on the mid shaft and ends, and just gently massage it in going one direction. You really wanna be precise, and when you're applying this, make sure to really saturate. So again, most people make the mistake of under mixing this. I always say the standard for most hair lengths is about 4, but if your hair is long or super thick, err on the side of safety and go for 6. And really just apply it on there. You can use your hand to spread it, and right over here, taking a good chunk of the product. And I also apologize if anybody gets confused by my direction, because sometimes I change my hands up. I am ambidextrous. I was born left-handed. Sadly forced to become right-handed, which was such a mistake, but now I am starting to use my left hand more, and as a result I tend to confuse myself and others with that. So my own little disclaimer right there. And the one thing I will say too is if you're doing this for a friend, or if you're a professional too and you're a new cosmetology student, just know that your clients are going to whine, complain, and moan and groan and freak and shriek about how hard this product smells. Well, tough cookies. It's a gentle product. You know, the other type of hair color remover that one could use is Efisol, which is essentially a bleach, more or less. It's basically what it is. This one is more or less perm-like, but it's a lot gentler than, you know, like Color Oops. I've had a lot of people say that Color Oops had dried the living daylights of their hair, and it's, you know, it's messy and yucky, and it doesn't always work as well. Pravanna, for its time, was absolutely wonderful and very innovative with their colors and their products, this being probably one of the best sellers. I remember when I was working at Salon Centric, this was one of our biggest sellers outside of hair color. Because people need to know, how do I correct hair color? Obviously, if you are using professional hair color, it's going to be a lot easier to remove versus, you know, using something like a box dye. Box colors are made to last. It tends to, you know, build up in the hair's cuticle because people tend to overlap with the dye. So there's a lot of dark ends and light roots. So, you know, I always say 2 applications of this does the trick for, you know, super built up hair. And it really does smell pretty bad. I think they tried to perfume it a little bit with some kind of additive, but again, it's still that chemical. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be doing 2 rounds of this product just to make sure that I get all of the dye out. because I had quite a bit built up just over the years. I got lazy with doing, you know, little sessions to maintain my hair color regimen. Madison Reed does do something like this, and I thought that was pretty cool that they were doing that for a, you know, non-professional company. Yeah, it's just something that everybody should have in their color toolbox. So I'm gonna go cap this after I finish applying, and I will be back when it is all done processing. It really stinks, y'all. And the color is pretty ratchet. I was wondering if that was just the gap. This cap stinks. My hands are probably gonna stink. It smells like manure, cologne, and the ocean. Kind of like air freshener. So this is what it looks like when the product is processed the first time, and I'm gonna do a second round to really get the ends all situated there. So let me take that down. Yeah, because it needs a little bit more on the ends just to really work well. So what I do is I shampoo, rinse for a few minutes, and then shampoo a second time and apply the second round. So I'm gonna repeat everything, and I'm gonna come back when it is all done. Oh my goodness, y'all. What color is this? This looks like it's blood orange. I don't know, but I kind of pull it off, but I also kind of hate it. So I cannot wait to fix this. This is round 1, and round 2 coming right up. I'm also gonna test this on a mannequin that I did darkest black hair dye on. I'm gonna do a section of this one and a section of the bleach black color remover and see which one's better. So that's gonna be for a future experiment, but I'm gonna use the rest of my Pravanna. All right, y'all, so this is carrot top, blue orange. I don't know what you would even call this color. It is horrible. All right, y'all, so up here, I do have a small regrowth. It looks like the grays that have been up there are pretty much back to normal. I was shocked that my hair got this light underneath it because I usually use 30 volume. My hair tends to lift pretty evenly as the ends have all but been, I guess, looks decently even from root to tip, more or less. It's a little bit deeper on the end, but not as bad. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get my demi color, I'm gonna mix it, and I'm gonna get all ready to show y'all what it looks like. My hair feels fine, the product did its job. I really liked it. It doesn't feel damaged, it doesn't feel dry. I put conditioner on it. After the clarifying shampoo, it will feel a little dry, that's normal. Follow the manufacturer's instructions. I do have another clarifying shampoo that I did use that has thio built inside of it, and it helps to kind of shrink the color, keep the molecules coming out. And they recommend using 10 volume peroxide to use as a checker. I don't feel the need to do that since I'm using a demi color, and it'll work just fine. So that is it for the review for this. Pretty interesting. If any of y'all have used Pravanna color extractor, comment down below and let me know how y'all liked it. What did you think about it? What didn't you like? So I'll see y'all soon, and let me know what y'all think of this. I am not wearing my hair out like this, that is for sure. Please also hit the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all soon.